few salient points about this. Nelson Mandela, commonly known as MADIBA because of his clan name, passed away a good few years ago now, at the age of 95. The 67 minutes that is mandated by a UN charter, which this morning I was trying very hard to remember and think which other celebrity or well-known person in the world has a name named after, a day named after them, where you are in a national, international way contributing towards the upliftment of society. Perhaps someone else can try and give me some insight, but I tried hard. Not even our sainted nun who lived in Calcutta has a day named after her. So 67 minutes, we lived in an era and we trod the same ground as Madiba did. And we are very fortunate to have lived in an era where somebody of his caliber did live. So 67 minutes is made up, I am told, by the fact that he died at the age of 95. He got his call to serve his country at the age of 28, and for 67 years served. And that's the 67 minutes that we are asked to dedicate. So on this day, where we are asked to give of ourselves to others, or to maybe receive from others for ourselves in various ways, I applaud you for coming out on this cold evening to feed your soul and to hear from our esteemed speaker about how we as healthcare professionals, as anyone, how we can build ourselves up. The important thing about Madiba as well is that he gave of himself, and he gave in a manner which has got the UN and the international world to give, to have a day named where everybody has to, in some other form, give of themselves to everybody. Now, how do we do this? We can do this in one of two ways. And I asked this morning at a similar sort of gathering, I asked, is it winter for 67 minutes? Will you give one blanket that will last for 67 minutes on the 18th of July? Not before, not after. Should we not be looking at a minute a day for 67 days, which would be a better option? How do we translate that into perhaps 10 rand for every minute, 670 rand, which is perhaps 2 blankets, and that would be served 2 people in a different way? More importantly, how can you benefit the IMA in your 67 minutes? That brings me straight on to our screening programs, which run once a month. Serve the community in various places, underprivileged, and we serve up to 120 people per screening day that we've got. If you were to contribute 10 rand per your 1 minute of the 67 minutes, it could contribute to one session of dialysis of a patient, which costs us in the order of 670 or 700 rand for one session of dialysis. And we have up to 15 patients that we are currently looking after. And start adding up the figures, you'll realize it's quite a bit of money that we need. So that's how you can take the Madiba Day and the 67 minutes and contribute both to yourself, because at the end of the day, what do? You're building for Akhira, aren't you? You're not building for now. You're building for just the name or anything. So anonymous donations by Snaps can be stated in front. You're building for Akhira. So whatever you're doing now is just purely contributing to whatever will be handed to you in the year after. But enough of me and my 67 minutes. Sheikh Dr. Syed Asim Yusuf, OBE, first time I've shared the stage with an OBE, is the Emeritus Chair of the British Board of Scholars and Imams, a specialist in bioethics and Islamic metaphysics, one of the most senior English-speaking scholars and teachers in the UK, as well as a consultant psychiatrist in the NHS. Professionally, the Sheikh has been a full-time consultant psychiatrist in the NHS for 20 years and is the clinical director for mental health services in Wolverhampton. He is considered a leading authority on Islamic psychology and has delivered lectures on this topic at universities across the world, including Oxford and Stanford. He has developed a free course with Cardiff University on understanding Muslim mental health and has also developed indigenous Islamic psychotherapeutic approaches. He has offered a number of academic articles and book chapters on the subject of Islamic bioethics, as well as the philosophy of Islamic psychology, published via Routledge and other academic publishers. From a religious perspective, he's been granted ijaza, authorization, to teach the Islamic sciences by over 30 scholars from 4 continents. He narrates the 6 canonical works of Hadith, as well as many other major classical works of Hadith via some of the highest chains of transmission in the world, via complete readings. He has taught thousands of pupils over 20 years and is currently teaching a complete tafsir of Quran, as well as complete reading and commentary of the Ilahaya Ulumu al-Din. He is the author of several Islamic books, most notably A History of the World and Shedding Light on the Dawn. He has also commenced work on one of the early commentaries of the Ilahaya Ulum al-Din. Sheikh is also a poet and traditional singer, better known by his pseudonym Talib al-Habib, with 3 well-received nasheed albums to his name. In 2022, Sheikh was awarded the OBE by the late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II for theological leadership and services to the Muslim community, and was the Muslim faith representative to meet King Charles III upon his accession to the throne. Sheikh, the stage is yours.